Welcome back, Shalligators. We're going to do kind of a different video topic. How to ace an interview. Right? We need to know these things. And I know this isn't the usual celeb topic we usually do, but a little chickadee named Ashley, who runs one of my fan accounts, Art of War XO, she has an interview coming up with Duke University. I know you're going to kill it. Ashley, Nicole and I talk all the time. Nicole is Quotes by Shallon. Follow her too. She's a savage and the best. We talk all the time about how you're like really good at math. Get away from us. Just, I can't. No, thank you. So some of you guys might be interviewing for college. You might be, coming up on graduation and like interviewing for jobs, internships. And even if you're not, what I'm going to tell you is still relevant, good information to have in your back pocket at all times. But before we get started, just want to remind you guys to follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO. I just got back from Aruba. It was really fun. You can shop all my looks. They're all under $50. Most of them are under 20 actually. So head on over there. Also, please participate in my merch design contest. If you got a passion for fashion, if you have an eye for graphic design, or if you're just a Shalligator and you have some amazing feelings and like concepts about some of the phrases we used over here, or just anything like that, head over to my website, shallonlester.com, and enter your design to win merch, money, and some recognition for your portfolio, right? Also at shallonlester.com, my question submission is back open. We redesigned the site a little bit. So if you have a love question you need to get answered, head over there. And if you want like a video chitty chat with me, if you want a birthday pep talk for a friend or a shout out for yourself or anything like that, head over to Cameo. Okay, so interviews. I've had a lot of jobs. I've had a lot of high-powered jobs. And I have done the one thing that has given me such a foundation for being very good on a first impression, very good on an interview, very good on a first date. I rushed a sorority. Yes, that's right. Doing Rush, not just rushing and becoming a Gamma Phi. I was a Gamma Phi Beta at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Excuse me. Not just that, but being on the other side and like hosting the rush and having to talk to so many girls who came through the house rushing, and pledging, that was absolutely like crucial, truly, in giving me the social skills that I have, because I now can talk to anyone for 15 to 20 minutes. Anyone. I can talk, I can find a commonality. I can be polite and engaging and present in my, oh yeah. And a huge tip and a huge way that you do that is something called paraphrasing. So I actually learned this in high school. We would have like Cassie Parham would do Topic Tuesday. Oh, what is the teacher anyway? But like paraphrasing means you repeat back what someone's saying. So say your friend is like, I just can't believe you do this to me. I can't believe you cheat on me. It's like, I know, you just feel blindsided and you just feel like, how can this be happening? Yes, that's exactly how I feel. That is the root of connection with another person, making them feel heard. And that was an extreme example, when someone's in a really emotional situation. But this can be applied to anything. Cashier asks, how's your day going? It's good. How's yours? Oh, man, I'm tired. Oh, I know, right? A case of the Mondays. Have a good day, Patricia. Right? We paraphrase, we mirror their feelings back to them. Why do we do this? Because people are narcissists. Basically, we love to see ourselves reflected back because it validates us. It makes us feel like we have a place in the world and a social structure. And again, it validates us. Like it's like, oh, see, I'm right. I'm right. It's a case of the Mondays. I'm right. My boyfriend blindsided me because she understands me. I feel heard, and therefore I feel like I exist, right? I feel like I have a place in this world. I'm not just a ghost who can't connect with anyone. I'm connecting and being heard. So what does this do for us in an interview, right? Like I said, I've had a lot of jobs. And you don't actually learn that much about the interview process when you're an employee. Just like Rush, you learn about it when you're the boss. And I've been the boss. And I've hired people. And when I started to hire people, I was like, holy shit. It's like you can read the Matrix. It's like, oh, this is how I should have acted in an interview. Because the things you're looking for aren't necessarily what you realize bosses are looking for when you're an employee. So I'll tell you what I was looking for. I hired lots of employees at Star Magazine. And, Star is a magazine is a unique company. It's not like just certain, form. I'm not hiring like a cop or like a very rigid government bureaucracy or an engineer. I'm hiring people who, know about something that's a little bit frivolous, celebs, like I know the Kardashian bra size, it was fucking cool. But I was looking for someone who was enthusiastic, who knew the brand inside and out, who knew what we did, Star Magazine. Like, I cut so many people out because they referenced something that was actually in a different magazine. Like, oh, your section, stars are just like us. And I was like, that's Us Weekly. That's not Star. Get out. Fucking get out, right? If you were like interviewing at Pepsi, would you slip and say you love Coke? No. Like, if you don't know this, if you don't even know the product, don't tell me you can make this product better. And that's another thing I was looking for. I was looking for someone with innovation. Someone who didn't just want to like, well, I'll clock in, I'll do exactly what you tell me, and then I'll fucking clock out. I wanted someone who's like, I read this magazine every week, and you know what? I've seen ways we can improve. Here's a section we could do. Here's a this. Here's a that. I might not do those things. I might not listen to them, based on the red tape or whatever it is. But I wanted someone, it demonstrated enthusiasm. It demonstrated someone who viewed this as a career, not just as a job, not just as a paycheck and a 9-to-5. Because I felt like people would be lucky to work there. I mean, that job was dope. New York City, you're working for a national magazine. Like, come on, dude. You can shit on Star Magazine all you want. I would love to know which magazine you work for. So I was looking for somebody who, was really enthusiastic. And the other thing I was looking for is someone I could spend a lot of time with. And I don't want to say I was hiring my friends, but I knew the office culture. I knew how many hours we worked. I knew the close proximity we all sat and how we talked. I didn't want to hire a fucking weirdo. I didn't want to hire someone who's going to be, I find that joke offensive. Get the fuck out. Get out. I also didn't want to hire someone who was like really like spewing weird slurs. Like, I didn't want to be around that person either. I was kind of hiring somebody who, not who's going to be my friend, but someone who I could be cool with for 10 hours a day. And I would have people come in and interview who were extremely competent. They had experience, but I'm like, I just think you're weird. I don't want to be around you. You're awkward. I can't talk to you. You can't really relate to me. And so much of what we did was humor based. I mean, we would write humorous things and funny captions. I'm like, you're awkward in this interview with a human being. I don't think that you're suddenly going to like come alive and be super zippy and flashy in print, And one of the most significant people I hired was a girl named Genevieve. Hi, Genevieve. I hope you're watching. It's okay if you don't. But Genevieve, her background was law, Harvard law. She went to Harvard. I think she went to Harvard Law School as well. If she didn't go to Harvard, she went to like Princeton Law. I mean, she was no fucking joke. And her brother went to MIT. I was like, man, sorry your parents were such losers. Please don't tell my mom that people like you exist. And we had a lot of applicants. I was interviewing them all. And every other person had experience in celebrity journalism, whether it was web, print, whatever. Genevieve didn't. She had a blog that she was writing just, kind of for fun, but also to build her portfolio, which is a huge tip I give you guys if you ever want to go into celebrity journalism or any kind of journalism. If you don't have these jobs in your background, create the job, create that blog. So it's like, well, here, I can show you at least how I write and at least that I know this culture, this celebrity culture, sports culture, whatever it is. And I brought I narrowed it down to the pool of applicants, and I went to my higher up and I was like, I think we should go with Genevieve. And they're like, she has no experience in this field. And I had asked her, I was like, you are Harvard educated law and you want to work here? She's like, yeah, I do. I want to work here. I'm not just in this field and I can't get out of it. And well, I guess I heard you're hiring. She's like, I am purposely making the choice because that's how bad I want to work here. And I was like, this is why we need to hire her. Enthusiasm, brand awareness, and she was a web editor. I was hiring her for web, and I'm like, web is a lot of analytics. It's a lot of charts and, chart beat and growth spreadsheets and all this shit. We need someone analytical, someone who is good at organizing, studying, crunching numbers, keeping tracks of things in their head. She was doing contracts. Like she can read the fine print and look, she's detail oriented and she's organized. Like, that's great that this other guy knows the Kardashian bra sizes, that's not ultimately a person who is going to expand the role we give them. This girl will. And she got the job. We hired her. And she rose through the ranks. I mean, she was just a little bull, just like boom, like climbing the ladder. It was awesome. It was awesome to see. And I'm so glad like we took a chance on her because she demonstrated truly what was more important than experience. So if you're young and you're going into these fields and you're like, fuck, I don't have this experience, that's okay. You can make up for that truly with brand awareness and enthusiasm. But let's say you have those things. You got to go into that office and you got to nail this interview. And, you know, Ashley on her story, she was reposting some of the responses for tips on the interview. And you guys gave her really, really good ideas. And one that stood out to me was the first 5 minutes are the ones that matter. It's handshake, eye contact, posture. That's what matters. And I was like, yes, this is so, 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 so true. Because you never get a second chance to make a first impression, as the saying goes. You need to check your handshake. When people came in and they shook my hand and they gave me this limp, this flaccid penis of a hand, I did not listen to another word they said. I didn't. I just completely tuned out. The interview was 5 minutes. Oh, looks like your experience. Okay, well, great. You know, we're talking to a lot of people, so we'll let you know if we want to move forward. Get the fuck out of my office. I had no time for people like that. If you don't know how to use your hands, you don't know how to use your brain. And if you're too timid to learn how to shake hands, baby, you're in the big leagues. We eat you for breakfast. That was just not a personality that I wanted to be around. That was not predator, that was prey. And some people want to hire prey. Some people, some shitty bosses, they want to hire subservient minions. I wanted all of my hires to become the CEO. It's like, go, rise, get it. I want to be around strong people because that in turn is going to make our product, our brand, our company stronger. I mean, you can't have 10 chiefs and no Indians, as the saying goes. You know, you can't have only leaders and no one doing the actual work. But I wanted people with that spirit. It's like, I'm here, I'm a go-getter, I have knowledge, and I'm showing you that. I am confident. I'm confident. I know my product, I know my business, I know my skill set, and I'm showing it to you with my body language. 98% of communication is nonverbal. 98%. You think about it. Someone comes in the room. Hi. One word. Someone comes in the room. Hi. Totally different messages that you got. Word didn't change. Everything else did. So you come in that room, your shoulders are back, your head is high. Hello, so nice to meet you, Miss Bell. Thank you so much for seeing me. I really appreciate it. I love this office. It's great. You start with your name. You address them by their name. Shows you've done the work. In the age of the internet, there is no reason to not know who works at a company. There's Glassdoor, there's Monster, there's LinkedIn, there's fucking Instagram. If you took 5 minutes to stalk these people, you would know who you're talking to. You would know relevant details. Miss Bell, you know, I was very impressed to see that you went to Yale. That's fantastic. My grandfather did too. He doesn't make it up. It really doesn't matter. You know, oh, Florida State Seminoles, fantastic. Is this what they do, or is it the Gator? That's Florida University. I don't care. Those little details are going to set you apart because they convey enthusiasm and brand awareness. Because we as the hiring person, we are part of the brand. We are the fabric of the brand. We create the brand. So to say that you know me, my career, my books, my trajectory shows respect. It shows respect for me as your elder, you know, and I'm higher on the food chain than you are. It shows that you have done your work. I'm like, if she knows where I went to college, if she knows that I have a degree in this and that I worked for FHM and Maxim at this time, blah, 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 then she knows about our company too. And she cares. She's gone that little extra mile because she wants this job. And you know, if you're applying to a college, same thing. It's like I've always loved Duke's philanthropic efforts. You know, the orphanage they built in 2002, that was fantastic. I would love to be part of that kind of legacy here. I would love to get involved with things like that. Not just, I want to go here because it looks cool, or, yeah, my parents went here, so, you know, no. I want to get into it. I want to embed in this. I want to be part of the brand. People, wherever they work, wherever they go to school, they have a lot of pride. The person you're talking to from that school or that company have a lot of pride in where they work, right? And if they don't, that's a red flag. One of you guys on Ashley's Insta pointed out, she's like, remember that you're interviewing them too. You know, this really is a two-way street. It has to be a good fit. And we can't go into anything with a fear-based or a desperation mentality. And you know my favorite quote, he who cares the least wins. And you don't want to go in there like, I don't know, hire me or don't, fucker. You don't want to go in there like that. But, you know, you don't want to go in there, it's like, I need this job. Please just take me. Please just take me, please. I'd do anything to work here. You know what? I've had people say that to me. I just really need a job. I would do anything to work here, whatever it might be. You know what I think? I can push that person as far as I want. Oh, I don't want to work Christmas. You're going to. I'm actually not going to stay late. I have an event. Guess who will? I see them as spineless. I see them as prey. And ultimately, I didn't hire those people because I think they would be annoying, you know, and not very creative. And I think people like that would need a lot of hand-holding. They're not go-getters. They're not upstarters. And I don't want people I have to fucking babysit, even if they are more malleable. I would have someone who pushes back a little bit, but then costs me less in terms of trouble and fiasco. They're just more independent in the long run. Like, I definitely prefer that. But like I said, not every boss does. And that is where you interviewing them has to come into play. You have to learn to read between the lines. And a way you do that is something else somebody brought up on Art of War XO's Insta. Ask questions. I always was very sus about interviewees who had no questions. Because like, okay, and what questions do you have for me? If they're like, nothing, I'm like, all right, either you're dumb and you don't know what goes into this job, you're afraid of me, which means you're desperate and fear-based, and you should be afraid of me, or like you just kind of don't care and you're like doing this to maybe get an offer to leverage it against another offer, you know, like, all right. But one question you guys said was, how do you define success in this role? What are your goals? What are you hoping to see from me? What do you want from someone who's in this position? And if they're like, if they don't have an answer, that's not good either. Maybe there's a reason they don't have an answer. Maybe there's a ton of turnover in this company for a reason. Maybe they're just like, I don't know, this role keeps changing. We're going to make you do everything. That's why I can't define what success is. Because to me, the boss, success is you do anything I ask you to. You don't just do your job. You do my job too. You do his job. If he doesn't feel like doing it, fuck you, whatever. You know? So we got to be okay with asking some hinky questions that might not feel good, because let me tell you something. Once you get that offer, it's too late. There's no more negotiation. You don't get to go back a month later and be like, actually, I think this role is like too much. Nope, tough shit. You already said yes. I've had people try to say that to me, and I'm like, you know what? We had a pretty extensive interviewing process. I think I was very clear about what this role entailed. And I told you you're going to have to stay late on Wednesdays. That's when we close the issue. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. We're not rolling this back. I'm sorry. I'll straight up say, like, the window for that has closed. You agreed. You signed the letter. We're here. Done. Sorry about it. Negotiations don't get to go on forever. And at the end of the day, I got the power. You don't. So make those concessions early on. If they're like, hey, I have to go get my kids early every Friday, tell me that up front so that I can find a good fit. Not hire you if like, well, no, Fridays, we close sometimes on Friday, we need you here. And I'll tell you some don'ts. Somebody said, they suggest like, be happy and bubbly and friendly, because that is going to be such a great contrast to people come in and they're like rigid and nervous. Yes and no. We as women, we don't want to come off as that flibberty-gibbet kind of person. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't know. That sounds so fun. Oh my God, I love your tie. That's crazy. Yeah, I went to Texas. We want to be warm, accessible, but we want to be controlled. Because when we convey that control, we're conveying, I'm not spineless. You're actually not foisting other people's work on me. I know my worth. Think about it like a date. You come into a first date, you're like, oh my God, do I look okay? No. Ew, I look so gross. You are like so hot though. Oh my God, tell me, really? What's a guy gonna think? Pathetic. If we go in there, oh, thank you. Yeah, I like this dress too. You can borrow whenever you want. We're conveying power. We're conveying respect, and we are conveying confidence in who we are and in a job that is crucial. You respect my skill set, and I am showing you through, again, my body language. I want to know your thoughts. What interviews have you bombed? Which ones have you aced? And what has been the difference? And, you know, if you are hiring people, what do you look for in an applicant? Ashley, good luck! Good luck to everyone else out there interviewing. Onwards and upwards, Shalligators.